Hello everybody, hello Mary, meets everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and today we did not do it last stream because of two reasons. One, I didn't want to. That's one reason. Number two is I was watching a live stream from Rebecca Marini Messenger at the same time I would have been in the middle of my live stream. And, we're going to talk briefly about the first one. I don't want to. Why? Because it didn't work out well. The live streams were concept originally was an idea was we were going to cover the election live. We did that. 4+ hours of it. Okay? And it was as exciting. Well, I guess it was kind of exciting, but that was some time ago, and it was November 8th. And then we decided to try to do live streaming because we thought, like we saw with Infowars.com, I wanted to try to become more of a news team, and that didn't work out too well. So it seemed like, as Gear said, that I do better with the videos because videos I can improve on things. And next week is certainly no exceptions to the rule. We have some very big projects planned for next week. One, we are going to be doing a video on BNC connectors and RG6 coax cables, because one of the things is I want to do is to focus on more of the technical details. Now, I watched a lot of videos from Big Live and Ave and Photo Introduction as well, but of course Photo Introduction doesn't tend to do too much of that stuff. Bosnia Bill from Lock Lab, we have their little cameras mounted on a little jig so they can actually show you what they're doing from their eye. Okay, now I got the perfect tool for that, and we use it today for the bcast. Let me get it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I made this a couple years ago, and this little handy dandy jig lets me put my iPhone for us, or in this case a little simulator with a glasses case, in, and I could use the front facing camera, and I could see through the viewfinder, okay? And so as I'm working with it on a table, say I'm showing a connector, a small little plug or something like that. Unfortunately, I can't zoom it in video, but you can still see the small connectors and stuff. And if I shoot in something like 720p, I can still magnify it on the computer and make the screen bigger. So that will allow us to do one useful thing, is that we can have this thing here. Incidentally, I have the same stand mounted on the wall in my bathroom for other demonstrations, bathroom oriented. So, except that's mounted on the wall, this one is mounted on a little old homemade CD cake box. I don't think these bottom comes off. I think it's pretty solid on there now, but need I say, it's not in. It's been a pretty good homemade stand, and it's worked well. So, it's certainly taken a lot of abuse. So that's that. So with that stand in mind, what we can do is this is going to be important for the BNC connector demo because they'll be able to see close up the connectors that we're working with because the parts are small, and then we can synchronize the soundtrack with the main camera video. I will have to convert the camera video from my iPhone into PAL. But if I'm going to be zooming it in anyway, if I'm shooting at 720kp, and I could possibly zoom in the video a bit, get rid of the letterboxing crap, and so we'll have the full screen. You'll be able to see the little connectors as I assemble them, put them together. That's what I'm going to try to do. BigClive.com has a little different setup than I do. He has something similar to two drawer guys that his iPad sits on, and so it sits over his workbench, and the two I think the 50-watt LED light sources are sitting down on each side of the iPad so that he can give you a good view. So it's not exactly Big Clive view, it's more of a bird's eye view. I wanted to try to do something similar, but you know what the problem is twofold. Number one, Big Clive is not legally blind, so I could benefit from the magnification just as much as you can. Okay? Number two, if I did have good sight, which I don't, I'm so used to looking at things close up anyway, and besides that, the other realistic issue is mounting a camera above everything else is you may have a hard time seeing it. But I do want to take some Big Clive ideas, and that's what we're going to try to do. Not to plagiarize the guy, I respect BigClive.com a lot. I think that he would rather see a good video that, uses some of his concepts to achieve results. The live streams, we couldn't do that because the live streams, to do that, we could not do segments and paste them together in live stream. There is video production facilities that you could obviously do it, but it requires a production team to put the pieces together and insert them into the video, and that for one person operation that's difficult to do. Monique has already told me that she also is kind of preoccupied now with her husband and other personal issues, so she's not going to be able to continue on as a regular on our channel. Dory is going to try to be more regular because she'll be living here possibly in late February, early March. But until that time, we are going to be pretty much doing things by ourselves. Yes, indeed. Another project that I'm going to be working on in a couple of months' time, and we're going to start working on, is beginning to work on the Fire and Ice project. Now, the Fire and Ice project is a vacuum tube amplifier with the 6 BM8 tubes that we had planned to build. Now, I know I talked to some people who have to admit the 6 BM8 tubes are pretty okay, but they're not really like super stupendous. Well, yeah, okay. But it's something I want to build, and it might take us a few months to get all the parts. The biggest and the most expensive part is going to be the power transformers, which is a 6.6 kilo ohm push-pull transformers with the 4, 8, and 16 output windings on it. I know I always want to have 4, 8, and 16. Well, let's get into Ohm's Law here, but let's just keep it simple. If you have two 8-ohm speakers and you wire them in parallel, that's a 4 ohm load. If you have those two speakers and you wire them in series, that's a 16 ohm load. So therefore, by having all three, you can use two 8 ohm speakers in either mode, okay? Or if you have an older 16 ohm speaker, of course, that'll work great at 16 ohm. If you got a 4 ohm speaker, it'll work fine on the 4 ohm. A lot of modern home hi-fi amplifiers are designed for 4 ohm loads, and most speakers say, or many speakers I should say, are 4 ohm impedance. So if you're not sure, well, there's your answer. You can always be sure to have impedance for your needs. Of course, 8 ohm is very common as well. In fact, that's surprising many speakers still have 8 ohm impedance on the power amps. Another thing is we're going to do differently with the Fire and Ice project is to do with the rectification circuit. We're not going to use a big iron core transformer and huge honking electrolytic caps. First of all, they're too expensive, and second of all, especially the transformer is the biggest expense. Same thing with the audio output transformers. Sure, you can use 6033s to deal with transformerless sound, but those tubes are becoming extremely rare, and I don't think they're going to be any cheaper than a decent quality EdCore push-pull 6.6 kilo ohm audio output transformer. So that's not going to happen, okay? But that's something we'll probably be getting together around November because of the cost. Assuming that we don't fall behind the bills again, we will have, and rent rebate still exists, because the state of Connecticut is still full of its shit. I don't need to go into that today. I mean, just accept the fact that the state of Connecticut is up to something again. Okay. And so tomorrow, I don't know what tomorrow's topic is going to be, but maybe we can try to work at answering your questions. I know that one of the things that me brought up was about in XLR plugs, and I mentioned that one plug for the pile cable, microphone cable was miswired, and maybe we can sit down there and come up with an explanation of how impedance and how a good quality microphone cord is designed and what to look for and what to avoid. That certainly I think will be very useful for some people, and we'll certainly go through that. We'll also try to explain why it is important to do impedance. And when we get the new little tiny VU meters from China, they probably are going to need to be calibrated because China doesn't necessarily calibrate the meters. So you're going to have to calibrate. Shure has provided some information on how to calibrate the VU meters. Originally for analog meters, but these are little LEDs, but they'll be calibrated the same way. There's an adjustment screw on them for that purpose. It involves using a 1 kilohertz AC generated sinus audio wave and a 600 ohm impedance matching resistors. So, and of course, a couple of alligator or crocodile clips that you can attach your digital voltmeter, or if you kind of go back into voltmeter, it's the same thing, VTVM, whatever, DVM or VTVM, your choice, to this circuit, so you can set it to exactly the 1 volt peak to peak, and we will do that and try to get that working. And the other thing real quick about when you're doing these videos like this is not only do I have the ability to create clips with the best optimum setup I can do, but if I don't make a good clip, or if the clip comes out lousy, I can redo it. And if this still doesn't work out well, I can just throw that clip in the garbage bin. And to say is, we'll go on to the next step. We're going to have at least 3 different kind of BNC connectors to compare. A twist-on, a 2-piece crimp-on and the 3-piece crimp-on. Those will be for when the connectors come. That will be for probably a week or so, maybe next Wednesday. And as far as the weather, I don't see anything serious going on. I don't have my phone with me, but just to say this, we will be keeping an eyes open for the weather at all times. It's going to get cold. Even right now, Rusty, my cat, is inside. He just was outside for a while, but he's inside now. So, again, don't forget, if you want to please subscribe, you can click on the little blue NASQ square in your bottom right-hand corner if you're using the regular Google YouTube or Google software. You will see that little square. You can click on that. If you're using, I know it does show up on Firefox, and I think it also shows up on 10. I know it shows up on 10 Firefox. Check there too. Definitely, it's probably in Google Chrome. So click on that little square, and it's going to give you a chance to subscribe to this channel. But if for some reason you can't find that square, check the contact information at the end of this video, and that will tell you how to reach this channel and subscribe. So that means really looking forward to get back into the electronics. We are going to start working with vacuum tubes. We are going to start doing some high voltage tube creation of electronics and breadboarding with vacuum tubes. Ooh, it sounds shocking, doesn't it? But that's only because it's got a lot of time. It's still winter, and there's not really much here in southern New England. The winter weather has been kind of boring. Yeah, big boring. But up in northern New England, Boston, it has not been so boring. Hey, how about sending some snow this way, guys? Because right now, most of the snow is gone out there. So all I got is brown turf. Alright, so for now, thank you very much for watching this. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in a couple days. Alright, bye-bye.